Linkin Park. Linkin Park is an American rock band formed in Agora Hills, California, in 1996. The band's current lineup consists of vocalist/rhythm guitarist/keyboardist Mike Shinoda, lead guitarist Brad Delson, DJ/turntablist Joe Hahn, bassist Dave Farrell, co-lead vocalist Emily Armstrong, and drummer Colin Britton. The lineup for the band's first 7 studio albums included lead vocalist Chester Bennington and drummer Rob Bourdon. Following Bennington's suicide in July 2017, the band entered an indefinite hiatus. In September 2024, Linkin Park's Reformation was announced along with the addition of Armstrong and Britton. Categorized mainly as alternative rock and new metal, Linkin Park's earlier music spanned a fusion of heavy metal and hip-hop, while their later music features more electronica and pop elements. Linkin Park rose to international fame with their debut studio album, Hybrid Theory, 2000, which became certified diamond by the Recording Industry Association of America, RIAA. Released during the peak of the new metal scene, the album's singles' heavy airplay on MTV led to the singles One Step Closer, Crawling, and in the end all charting highly on the US mainstream rock chart. The lattermost also crossed over to the number 2 spot on the nation's Billboard Hot 100. Their second album, Meteora, 2003, continued the band's success. The band explored experimental sounds on their third album, Minutes to Midnight, 2007. By the end of the decade, Linkin Park was among the most successful and popular rock acts. The band continued to explore a wider variation of musical types on their fourth album, A Thousand Suns, 2010, layering their music with more electronic sounds. The band's fifth album, Living Things, 2012, combined musical elements from all of their previous records. Their sixth album, The Hunting Party, 2014, returned to a heavier rock sound, while their seventh album, One More Light, 2017, was a substantially more pop-oriented record. Linkin Park is among both the best-selling bands of the 21st century and the world's best-selling music artists, having sold over 100 million records worldwide. They have won 2 Grammy Awards, 6 American Music Awards, 2 Billboard Music Awards, 4 MTV Video Music Awards, 10 MTV Europe Music Awards, and 3 World Music Awards. In 2003, MTV2 named Linkin Park the 6th greatest band of the music video era and the 3rd best of the new millennium. Billboard ranked Linkin Park number 19 on the Best Artists of the Decade list. In 2012, the band was voted as the greatest artist of the 2000s in a Bracket Madness poll on VH1. In 2014, the band was declared as the biggest rock band in the world right now by Kerrang! History. 1996 to 2000, Foundation and Early Years. Linkin Park was founded by 3 high school friends, Mike Shinoda, Rob Bourdon, and Brad Delson. The 3 attended Agora High School in Agora Hills, California, a suburb of Los Angeles. After graduating from high school, the 3 began to take their musical interests more seriously, recruiting Joe Hahn, Dave Phoenix Farrell, and Mark Wakefield to perform in their band, then called Zero. Though limited in resources, the band began recording and producing songs within Shinoda's makeshift bedroom studio in 1996, resulting in a 4-track demo album, entitled Zero, released in November 1997. The band performed their first show that November opening for SX10 and System of a Down at the Whiskey A Go Go, a nightclub in West Hollywood. Delson introduced the band to Jeff Blue, the vice president of A&R for Zombie Music, whom he had interned for in college. Blue offered the band constructive criticism to catch the attention of record labels. Blue himself was impressed with Zero after watching them play a live show in 1998 but believed the band needed a different vocalist. Tensions and frustration within the band grew after they failed to land a record deal. The lack of success and stalemate in progress prompted Wakefield, at that time the band's vocalist, to leave the band in search of other projects. Farrell also left to tour with Tasty Snacks, a Christian punk and ska band. After spending a considerable time searching for Wakefield's replacement, Zero recruited Arizona vocalist Chester Bennington, who was recommended by Jeff Blue in March 1999. Bennington, formerly of alternative rock band Great Days, became a standout among applicants because of the dynamic in his singing style. The band then agreed on changing their name from Zero to Hybrid Theory. The newborn vocal chemistry between Shinoda and Bennington helped revive the band, inciting them to work on new material. Additionally, the band recruited bassist Kyle Christner on a temporary basis. In May 1999, the band released a self-titled extended play, which they circulated across internet chat rooms and forums with the help of an online street team. In October 1999, Christner was replaced by Scott Koziel and Ian Hornbeck, whom along with Delson, provided bass tracks for the band's recordings. The band still struggled to sign a record deal. They turned to Jeff Blue for additional help after facing numerous rejections from several major record labels. After failing to catch Warner Brothers Records on 3 previous reviews, Blue, who was now the vice president of Warner Brothers Records, helped the band sign a deal with the company as a developing artist in 1999. However, the label advised the band to change their name to avoid confusion with Hybrid. The band considered the names Player and Platinum Lotus Foundation before deciding on Linkin Park, a play on and homage to Santa Monica's Linkin Park, now called Christine Emerson Reed Park. They initially wanted to use the name Linkin Park, however, they changed it to Lincoln to acquire the internet domain linkinpark.com. Bennington and Shinoda both reported that Warner Brothers Records was skeptical of Linkin Park's initial recordings. The label's A&R was not pleased with the band's hip-hop and rock style approach. An A&R representative suggested that Bennington should demote or fire Shinoda and exclusively focus on making a rock record. Bennington supported Shinoda and refused to compromise Linkin Park's vision for the album. Farrell returned in late 2000, and the band released their breakthrough album, Hybrid Theory, that same year. 2000 to 2002. Hybrid Theory and Reanimation. Linkin Park released Hybrid Theory on October 24, 2000. The album, which represented half a decade's worth of the band's work, was edited by Don Gilmore. Hybrid Theory was a massive commercial success. It sold more than 4.8 million copies during its debut year, earning it the status of best-selling album of 2001. Singles such as Crawling and One Step Closer established themselves as staples among alternative rock radio playlists during the year, and in the end peaked at number 2 on the US Billboard Hot 100, the band's highest to date. Additionally, other singles from the album were featured in films such as Dracula 2000, Little Nicky, and Valentine. Hybrid Theory won the Grammy Award for Best Hard Rock Performance for the song Crawling and was nominated for 2 other Grammy Awards, Best New Artist and Best Rock Album. MTV awarded the band their Best Rock Video and Best Direction awards for In the End. During this time, Linkin Park received many invitations to perform on many high-profile tours and concerts including Ozfest, Family Values Tour, and KROQ Almost Acoustic Christmas. The band worked with Jessica Sklar to found their official fan club and street team, Linkin Park Underground, in November 2001. Linkin Park also formed their own tour, Project Revolution, which featured other artists such as Cypress Hill, Adema, and Snoop Dogg. Within a year, Linkin Park had performed at over 320 concerts. The experiences and performances of the precocious band were documented in their first DVD, Frat Party at the Pancake Festival, which debuted in November 2001. Now reunited with former bassist Phoenix, the band began work on a remix album, dubbed Reanimation, which would include works from Hybrid Theory and non-album tracks. Reanimation debuted on July 30, 2002, featuring the likes of Black Thought, Jonathan Davis, Aaron Lewis, and many others. Reanimation claimed the second spot on the Billboard 200, and sold nearly 270,000 copies during its debut week. Hybrid Theory is also in the RIAA's Top 100 Albums. 2002 to 2004, Meteora. Following the success of Hybrid Theory and Reanimation, Linkin Park spent a significant amount of time touring around the United States. The band members began to work on new material amidst their saturated schedule, spending a sliver of their free time in their tour bus's studio. The band officially announced the production of a new studio album in December 2002, revealing their new work was inspired by the rockier region of Meteora in Greece, where numerous monasteries have been built on top of the rocks. Meteora features a mixture of the band's new metal and rap metal style with newer innovative effects, including the induction of a shakuhachi, a Japanese flute made of bamboo, and other instruments. Linkin Park's second album debuted on March 25, 2003, and instantly earned worldwide recognition, peaking at number 1 on the rock and metal albums chart. Meteora sold more than 800,000 copies during its first week, and it ranked as the best-selling album on the Billboard charts at the time. The album's singles, including Somewhere I Belong, Breaking the Habit, Faint, and Numb, received significant radio attention. By October 2003, Meteora sold nearly 3 million copies. The album's success allowed Linkin Park to form another project, Revolution, which featured other bands and artists including Mudvayne, Blindside, and Exhibit. Additionally, Metallica invited Linkin Park to play at the Summer Sanitarium Tour 2003, which included well-known acts such as Limp Bizkit, Mudvayne, and Deftones. The band released an album and DVD, titled Live in Texas, which featured some audio and video tracks from the band's performances in Texas during the tour. In early 2004, Linkin Park started a world tour titled the Meteora World Tour. Supporting bands on the tour included Hoobastank, POD, and Story of the Year. Meteora earned the band multiple awards and honors. The band won the MTV Awards for Best Rock Video for Somewhere I Belong and the Viewer's Choice Award for Breaking the Habit. Linkin Park also received significant recognition during the 2004 Radio Music Awards, winning the Artist of the Year and Song of the Year, Numb, awards. Although Meteora was not nearly as successful as Hybrid Theory, it was the third best-selling album in the United States during 2003. The band spent the first few months of 2004 touring around the world, first with the third Project Revolution tour, and later several European concerts. At the same time, the band's relationship with Warner Bros. Records was deteriorating rapidly on account of several trust and financial issues. After months of feuding, the band finally negotiated a deal in December 2005. 2004 to 2006, Side projects. Following Meteora's success, the band worked on many side projects. Bennington appeared on DJ Lethal's State of the Art and other work with Dead by Sunrise, while Shinoda did work with Depeche Mode, creating the remix song Enjoy the Silence. So far. In 2004, the band began to work with Jay-Z to produce another remix album, titled Collision Course. The album, which featured intermixed lyrics and background tracks from both artists' previous albums, debuted in November 2004. Shinoda also formed Fort Minor as a side project. With the aid of Jay-Z, Fort Minor released their debut album, The Rising Tide, to critical acclaim. Linkin Park also participated in numerous charitable events, which included raising money to benefit victims of Hurricane Charlie in 2004 and later Hurricane Katrina in 2005. The band donated $75,000 to the Special Operations Warrior Foundation in March 2004. They also helped relief efforts for the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami victims by staging several charity concerts and setting up an additional fund called Music for Relief. The band participated at Live 8, a series of charitable benefit concerts set up to raise global awareness. Alongside Jay-Z, the band performed on Live 8's stage in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, to a global audience. The band would later be reunited with Jay-Z at the Grammy Awards ceremony 2006, during which they performed Numb/Encore, en route to winning a Grammy for Best Rap/Sung Collaboration. They were joined on stage by Paul McCartney, who added verses from the song Yesterday. They would later go on to play at the 2006 Summer Sonic Music Festival, which was hosted by Metallica in Japan. 2006 to 2008, Minutes to Midnight. Linkin Park returned to the recording studios in 2006 to work on new material. To produce the album, the band chose producer Rick Rubin. Despite initially stating the album would debut sometime in 2006, it was delayed until 2007. The band had recorded 30 to 50 songs in August 2006, when Shinoda stated the album was halfway completed. Bennington later added that the new album would stray away from their previous nu metal sound. Warner Bros. Records officially announced that the band's third studio album, titled Minutes to Midnight, would be released on May 15, 2007, in the United States. After spending 14 months working on the album, the band members opted to further refine their album by removing 5 of the original 17 tracks. The album's title, a reference to the Doomsday Clock, foreshadowed the band's new lyrical themes. Minutes to Midnight sold over 623,000 copies in its first week, making it one of the most successful debut week albums in recent years. The album also took the top spot on the Billboard charts. The album's first single, What I've Done, was released on April 2, and premiered on MTV and Fuse within the same week. The single peaked at number 7 on the Billboard Hot 100. The song is also used in soundtrack for the 2007 action film, Transformers. Mike Shinoda was also featured on the Styles of Beyond song Second to None, which was also included in the film. Later in the year, the band won the Favorite Alternative Artist in the American Music Awards. The band also saw success with the rest of the album's singles, Bleed It Out, Shadow of the Day, Given Up, and Leave Out All the Rest, which were released throughout 2007 and early 2008. The band also collaborated with Busta Rhymes on his single We Made It, which was released on April 29. Linkin Park embarked on a large world tour titled Minutes to Midnight World Tour. The band promoted the album's release by forming their fourth project Revolution Tour in the United States, which included many musical acts like My Chemical Romance, Taking Back Sunday, Him, Placebo, and many others. They also played numerous shows in Europe, Asia, and Australia, which included a performance at Live Earth Japan on July 7, 2007. And headlining Download Festival in Donington Park, England, and Edgefest in Downsview Park, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. The band completed touring on their fourth project Revolution Tour before taking up an arena tour around the United Kingdom, visiting Nottingham, Sheffield, and Manchester, before finishing on a double night at the O2 Arena in London. Bennington stated that Linkin Park plans to release a follow-up album to Minutes to Midnight. However, he stated the band will first embark on a United States tour to gather inspiration for the album. Linkin Park embarked on another Project Revolution tour in 2008. The United States Project Revolution tour featured Chris Cornell, The Bravery, Ashes Divide, Street Drum Corps, and many others. Mike Shinoda announced a live CD/DVD titled Road to Revolution, Live at Milton Keynes, which is a live video recording from the Project Revolution gig at the Milton Keynes Bowl on June 29, 2008, which was officially released on November 24, 2008. 2008 to 2011, 1,000 Suns. In May 2009, Linkin Park announced they were working on a fourth studio album, which was planned to be released in 2010. Shinoda told IGN that the new album would be genre-busting, while building off of elements in Minutes to Midnight. He also mentioned that the album would be more experimental and hopefully more cutting-edge. Bennington also addressed the media to confirm that Rick Rubin would return to produce the new album. The band later revealed the album would be called 1,000 Suns. While working on the new album, Linkin Park worked with successful film composer Hans Zimmer to produce the score for Transformers, Revenge of the Fallen. The band released a single for the movie, titled New Divide. Joe Hahn created a music video for the song, which featured clips from the film. On June 22, Linkin Park played a short set in Westwood Village after the premiere of the movie. After completing work for Transformers, Revenge of the Fallen, the band returned to the studio to finalize their album. On April 26, the band released an app for the iPhone, iPod Touch, and iPad, a game called 8-Bit Rebellion. It featured the band as playable characters, and a new song called Blackbirds which was unlockable by beating the game. The song was also later released as an iTunes bonus track on A Thousand Suns. A Thousand Suns was released on September 14. The album's first single, The Catalyst, was released on August 2. The band promoted their new album by launching a concert tour, which started in October 2010. Other singles from the album include Waiting for the End, Burning in the Skies, and Iridescent. Furthermore, a documentary about the album's production, titled Meeting of A Thousand Suns, was available. On August 31, 2010, it was announced that the band would perform The Catalyst live for the first time at the 2010 MTV Video Music Awards on September 12, 2010. The venue of the debut live performance of the single was Griffith Observatory, a location used in Hollywood movies. Linkin Park reached number 9 in the Billboard Social 50, a chart of the most active artists on the world's leading social networking sites. In other Billboard year-end charts, the band reached number 92 in the Top Artists chart, as well as A Thousand Suns reaching number 53 in the year-end chart of the Billboard Top 200 Albums and The Catalyst reaching number 40 in the year-end Rock Songs chart. The band was nominated for 6 Billboard Awards in 2011 for Top Duo or Group, Best Rock Album for A Thousand Suns, Top Rock Artist, Top Alternative Artist, Top Alternative Song for Waiting for the End and Top Alternative Album for A Thousand Suns, but did not win any award. The band charted in numerous Billboard year-end charts in 2011. The band was number 39 in the Top Artists chart, number 87 in the Billboard 200 Artists chart, number 11 in the Social 50 chart, number 6 in the Top Rock Artists chart, number 9 in the Rock Songs Artists chart, number 16 in the Rock Albums chart, number 4 in the Hard Rock Albums chart, and number 7 in the Alternative Songs chart. 2011 to 2013, Living Things and Recharged. In July 2011, Bennington told Rolling Stone that Linkin Park aims to produce a new album every 18 months, and that he would be shocked if a new album did not come out in 2012. He later revealed in another interview in September 2011 that the band was still in the beginning phases of the next album, saying "We just kind of began. We like to keep the creative juices flowing, so we tried to keep that going all the time. We like the direction that we're going in." On March 28, 2012, Shinoda confirmed that the band is filming a music video for Burn It Down, directed by Joe Hahn. Shinoda spoke to Go.Create about the album's art, saying that it will blow them away. The average person is not going to be able to look at it and go, "I understand that that's completely new," like not just the image but the way they made the image is totally new. So there's going to be that. In April 2012, the band announced that Living Things would be the title of their 5th album and called it a return to form. Shinoda stated that they chose the title Living Things because the album is more about people, personal interactions, and it is far more personal than their previous albums. The album's lead single, Burn It Down, was released on April 16. The band promoted the album on the 2012 edition of the Honda Civic Tour, with co-headliners Incubus. Other singles from the album include Lost in the Echo, Powerless, and Castle of Glass. The band performed Burn It Down at 2012 Billboard Music Awards. On May 25, the band released the music video for Burn It Down and debuted Lies Greed Misery, another song from Living Things. Powerless, the 12th and closing track of the album, was featured in the closing credits of the film Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter. Living Things was released on June 26 in the United States. The album sold over 223,000 copies during its debut week, ranking number 1 on the US albums charts. Linkin Park's single Castle of Glass was nominated for Best Song in a Game at the 2012 Spike Video Game Awards. The band also performed at the award ceremony on December 7, but lost the award to Cities by Beck. Linkin Park also played at the Soundwave Music Festival in Australia, where they shared the stage with Metallica, Paramore, Blink-182, and Sum 41. On August 10, 2013, the band collaborated with American musician Steve Aoki to record the song A Light That Never Comes for Linkin Park's online puzzle action game LP Recharge, short for Linkin Park Recharge, which was launched on Facebook and the official LP Recharge website on September 12, 2013. The song would later be included on a remix album, entitled Recharged, which was released on October 29, 2013. Similar to Reanimation, the album features remixes of 10 of the songs from Living Things, with contributions from other artists, such as Pusha T, Datsik, Kill Sonic, Bun B, Money Mark, and Rick Rubin. The band also worked on the soundtrack for the film Mall, which was directed by Joe Hahn. 2013 to 2015, The Hunting Party. In an interview with Fuse, Shinoda confirmed that Linkin Park had begun recording their sixth studio album in May 2013. The band released the first single from their upcoming album, titled Guilty All the Same, featuring Rakim, on March 6, 2014, through Shazam. The single was later released on the following day by Warner Bros. Records and debuted at number 27 on the US Billboard Rock Airplay charts before peaking at number 1 on the mainstream rock charts in the following weeks. Shortly after the single's release, the band revealed their sixth album would be titled The Hunting Party. The album was produced by Shinoda and Delson, who wanted to explore musical elements from Hybrid Theory and the band's earlier material. Shinoda commented the album is a 90s style of rock record. He elaborated, "It's a rock record. It's loud and it's rock, but not in the sense of what you've heard before, which is more like 90s hardcore punk thrash." The album includes musical contributions from rapper Rakim, Page Hamilton of Helmet, Tom Morello of Rage Against the Machine, and Darren Malakian of System of a Down. The songs Until It's Gone, Wastelands, Rebellion, featuring Darren Malakian, and Final Masquerade were released as singles from the album. The Hunting Party was released on June 13, 2014, in most countries, and later released in the United States on June 17. Linkin Park performed at Download Festival on June 14, 2014, where they played their debut album, Hybrid Theory, in its entirety. Linkin Park headlined Rock am Ring and Rock im Park in 2014, along with Metallica, Kings of Leon, and Iron Maiden. They also headlined with Iron Maiden again at the Greenfield Festival in July. On June 22, Linkin Park made an unscheduled headline appearance at the Vans Warped Tour, where they played with members of Issues, The Devil Wears Prada, A Day to Remember, Yellow Card, Breathe Carolina, Finch, and Machine Gun Kelly. In January 2015, the band embarked on a tour to promote the release of The Hunting Party, consisting of 17 concerts across the United States and Canada. The tour was cancelled after only 3 concerts when Bennington injured his ankle. On May 9, Linkin Park performed at the first edition of Rock in Rio USA, in direct support for Metallica. On November 9, 2014, MTV Europe named Linkin Park the Best Rock Act of 2014 at their annual Music Awards ceremony. The band won the Best Rock Band and Best Live Act titles of 2014 on Loudwire's Music Awards. Revolve ranked The Hunting Party as the 4th best album of 2014. In an interview with Outwire on May 4, Shinoda reflected on The Hunting Party and commented on Linkin Park's future, stating, "I'm really happy with the reaction from The Hunting Party, and I think we're ready to move somewhere new on the next album, which will be coming." Linkin Park collaborated with Steve Aoki on the song Darker Than Blood for Aoki's album Neon Future 2, which was released in May 2015. The first preview of the song came during Aoki's performance on February 28, 2015, at the Aragon Ballroom in Chicago, Illinois. The song was debuted on Twitch on April 13 and released on April 14. Linkin Park performed at the closing ceremony of BlizzCon 2015, Blizzard's video game convention. 2015 to 2017, One More Light and Bennington's death. Linkin Park began working on new material for a 7th studio album in November 2015. Chester Bennington commented on the album's direction by stating, "We've got a lot of great material that I hope challenges our fanbase as well as inspires them as much as it has us." In February 2017, Linkin Park released promotional videos on their social network accounts, which featured Shinoda and Bennington preparing new material for the album. Mike Shinoda stated the band was following a new process when producing the album. Brad Elson elaborated, "We've made so many records and we clearly know how to make a record, and we definitely didn't take the easy way out this time." The first single from the new album was revealed to be titled Heavy. It features pop singer Meteora, marking the first time the band featured a female vocalist on an original song for a studio album. The lyrics for the song were written by Linkin Park with Julia Michaels and Justin Tranter. The single was released on February 16. As they have done in the past, Linkin Park had cryptic messages online in relation to the new album. The album cover was revealed through digital puzzles across social media. The cover features 6 kids playing in the ocean. The band's 7th album, One More Light, was released on May 19, 2017. The promotional singles, Battle Symphony, Good Goodbye, featuring Pusha T and Stormzy, and Invisible were also released prior to the album's release. Bennington died on July 20, 2017. His death was ruled a suicide by hanging. Shinoda confirmed Bennington's death on Twitter, writing, "Shocked and heartbroken, but it's true. An official statement will come out as soon as we have one." The band had released a music video for their single Talking to Myself earlier that day. One day after Bennington's death, the band cancelled the North American leg of their One More Light World Tour. On the morning of July 24, Linkin Park released an official statement on their website as a tribute to Bennington. On July 28, Shinoda announced that donations made to the band's Music for Relief charity would be redirected to the One More Light Fund, which had been set up in Bennington's memory. On August 4, when the band was initially scheduled to play on Good Morning America, Soundgarden vocalist Chris Cornell's 12-year-old daughter Toni appeared with One Republic to perform Hallelujah as a tribute to Bennington, who was the godfather to her younger brother, Christopher, and her father. Bennington had previously performed the song at the funeral for Cornell, who had also died from a suicide by hanging 2 months earlier. On August 22, Linkin Park announced plans to host a tribute concert in Los Angeles to honor Bennington. The band thanked fans for their support, stating, "The 5 of us are so grateful for all of your support as we heal and build the future of Linkin Park." The title track of One More Light was released as a single on October 3. The band later confirmed that the concert, titled Linkin Park and Friends, Celebrate Life in honor of Chester Bennington, would take place on October 27 at the Hollywood Bowl. The event included Linkin Park's first performance following Bennington's death. The event featured multiple guests performing Linkin Park songs along with the band. The event was over 3 hours long and was streamed live via YouTube. It has been streamed 24.7 million times as of December 2023. In November 2017, the band announced that a live album compiled from their final tour with Bennington, titled One More Light Live, would be released on December 15. On November 19, Linkin Park received an American Music Award for Favorite Alternative Artist and dedicated the award to Bennington. 2017 to 2023, Hiatus and Reissues. Linkin Park went on hiatus following Bennington's death. During an Instagram live chat on December 17, 2017, Shinoda was asked whether Linkin Park would perform with a hologram version of Bennington in the future. He replied, "Can we not do a holographic Chester? I can't even wrap my head around the idea of a holographic Chester. I've actually heard other people outside the band suggest that, and there's absolutely no way. I cannot fuck with that." On January 28, 2018, Shinoda replied to a tweet from a fan inquiring about his future with Linkin Park, writing, "I have every intention on continuing with LP, and the guys feel the same. We have a lot of rebuilding to do, and questions to answer, so it'll take time." On March 29, however, Shinoda stated that he was uncertain of Linkin Park's future when being interviewed by Vulture. On April 17, Linkin Park was nominated for 3 awards at the 2018 Billboard Music Awards, but did not win any of them. The band was presented with the George Ira Gershwin Award for Lifetime Musical Achievement at UCLA on May 18. On February 18, 2019, Shinoda said in an interview that the band is open to the idea of continuing, though what form that takes has yet to be decided. Shinoda stated, "I know the other guys, they love to be on stage, they love to be in a studio, and so to not do that would be like, I don't know, almost like unhealthy." When asked about the band's future minus Bennington, Shinoda stated, "It's not my goal to look for a new singer. If it does happen, it has to happen naturally. If we find someone that is a great person and good stylistic fit, I could see trying to do some stuff with somebody. I would never want to feel like we are replacing Chester." Shinoda, Farrell and Hahn began working on new music together, without any public announcement, by 2019, and were later rejoined by Delson, although Borden chose not to participate. The band met Dead Sarah vocalist Emily Armstrong in 2019, and began working on music with her shortly after, along with various other musicians, including drummer Colin Britton. On April 28, 2020, bassist Dave Farrell revealed the band was working on new music. On August 13, the band released She Couldn't, a track that was originally recorded in 1999, and it was included on a 20th anniversary edition of their debut album Hybrid Theory, released on October 9. On January 8, 2021, Linkin Park released a remix of One Step Closer by American electronic duo 100 gecs. The band revealed it was the first of many new remixes inspired by Reanimation to come. On October 29, when asked about the band playing live shows again, Shinoda stated that now is not the time. "We don't have the focus on it. We don't have the math worked out. And I don't mean that by financially math, I mean that like emotional and creative math." In April 2022, Shinoda reiterated that the band was not working on a new album, new music, or touring. In February 2023, the band started an interactive game on their website teasing the 20th anniversary of Meteora. On February 6, they revealed a previously unreleased demo Lost that was formally released on February 10, as the lead single from the reissue of the album, released on April 7. The second single, Fighting Myself, was released on March 24, 2023. Present, Reformation, Papercuts and From Zero. Unbeknownst to the public, in 2023, the band approached Armstrong and Britton to reform as Linkin Park to record and release new music, and perform the band's back catalogue. A previously unreleased song from the One More Light sessions, Friendly Fire, was released on February 23, 2024. This was followed up by the band's first greatest hits album, Papercuts, which was released on April 12. This album spans their best-selling singles released between 2000 and 2023. The collection also includes Friendly Fire, as well as the first official release of the song QWERTY, which first appeared on LP Underground 6.0 in 2006. On April 30, 2024, Billboard reported that Linkin Park's booking agency WME had taken offers for both the potential reunion tour and headlining festival dates to take place in 2025, with the lineup featuring Shinoda, Delson, Farrell, and a female vocalist in place of Bennington. Following a cryptic 100-hour countdown that ended without any announcement, the band teased forthcoming news at a 5-hour event on September 5 in Los Angeles, which would only be open to members of Linkin Park Underground. At the live-streamed event on September 5, Linkin Park announced the band's comeback, including Armstrong and Britton's entry into the band. In addition, the band performed and released The Emptiness Machine, the lead single of the group's forthcoming album From Zero, which will be released on November 15, 2024. Linkin Park will embark on a 6-date arena tour across 4 continents, beginning on September 11 at the Kia Forum in Inglewood and concluding at the Coliseo MedPlus in Bogotá on November 11. According to Shinoda, Linkin Park will be touring heavily in 2025. After Alex Feder performed in his place at the comeback event, Delson announced his decision to withdraw from touring to concentrate on the behind-the-scenes aspects of the band. Armstrong's entry into Linkin Park renewed attention on her perceived support for Danny Masterson prior to his 2023 conviction for rape, and links to the Church of Scientology, which had first been reported by Cedric Bixler Zavala. On September 6, Armstrong responded to the criticism in an Instagram story, stating that she had not been in contact with Masterson since the 2020 court appearance she had attended and condemning his crimes. Philanthropy. On January 19, 2010, Linkin Park released a new song titled Not Alone as part of a compilation from Music for Relief called Download to Donate for Haiti in support of the Haiti earthquake crisis. On February 10, 2010, Linkin Park released the official music video for the song on their homepage. The single itself was released on October 21, 2011. On January 11, 2011, an updated version of Download to Donate for Haiti was launched, called Download to Donate for Haiti v2.0, with more songs to download. For the updated compilation, the band released Keaton Hashimoto's remix of The Catalyst from the Linkin Park featuring You Contest. Shinoda designed 2 t-shirts, in which the proceeds would go to Music for Relief to help the victims of the 2011 Tohoku earthquake and tsunami disasters. Music for Relief released Download to Donate, Tsunami Relief Japan, another compilation of songs, in which the proceeds would go to save the children. The band released the song titled As Show Ni, meaning We're in This Together, on March 22, 2011, via Download to Donate, Tsunami Relief Japan. In the wake of Typhoon Haiyan in 2013, Linkin Park played at Club Nokia during the Music for Relief concert for the Philippines in Los Angeles, and raised donations for victims. The show was broadcast on AXS TV on February 15. Other artists during the show included The Offspring, Bad Religion, Heart, and the Philharmonic. Musical style and influences. Linkin Park combines elements of metal, industrial, punk, pop, electronic and hip-hop. More specifically, the band has been categorized as alternative rock, nu metal, rap metal, alternative metal, electronic rock, pop rock, hard rock, and industrial rock. Despite being considered nu metal, the band never considered themselves as such. Both Hybrid Theory and Meteora combine alternative metal, nu metal, rap metal, and alternative rock sounds with elements of hip-hop and electronica, utilizing programming and synthesizers. William Ruhlmann from AllMusic regarded it as a Johnny-come-lately to an already overdone musical style, whereas Rolling Stone described their song Breaking the Habit as risky, beautiful art. In Minutes to Midnight the band experimented with their established sound and drew influences from a wider and more varied range of genres and styles, a process Los Angeles Times compares to a stage in U2's work. Only 2 songs on the album's tracklist feature rap vocals and the majority of the album can be considered alternative rock. The vocal interplay between Chester Bennington and Mike Shinoda plays as a major part within Linkin Park's music, with Bennington being the lead vocalist and Shinoda as the rapping vocalist. On Linkin Park's 3rd album, Minutes to Midnight, Shinoda sings lead vocals on In Between, Hands Held High, and on the B-side No Roads Left. On numerous songs from band's 4th album, A Thousand Suns, such as the album's singles, The Catalyst, Burning in the Skies, Iridescent, both Shinoda and Bennington sing. The album has been regarded as a turning point in the band's musical career, having a stronger emphasis on electronica. James Montgomery, of MTV, compared the record to Radiohead's Kid A, while Geordie Casco of Review, Rinse, Repeat likened the album to both Kid A and Pink Floyd's landmark album The Dark Side of the Moon. Shinoda stated that he and the other band members were deeply influenced by Chuck D and Public Enemy. He elaborated, Public Enemy were very three-dimensional with their records because although they seemed political, there was a whole lot of other stuff going on in there too. It made me think how three-dimensional I wanted our record to be without imitating them of course, and show where we were at creatively. One of the record's political elements is its samples of speeches by American political figures. A Thousand Suns was described as trip-hop, electronic rock, ambient, alternative rock, industrial rock, experimental rock, rap rock, and progressive rock. Their fifth album, Living Things, is also an electronic-heavy album, but includes other influences, resulting in a harder sound by comparison. The band returned to a heavier sound compared to their last three albums on The Hunting Party, which was described as an alternative metal, new metal, hard rock, and rap metal album. Their seventh album, One More Light, was described as pop rock and electro-pop. Linkin Park's influences include Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam, Stone Temple Pilots, Jane's Addiction, Nirvana, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Nine Inch Nails, Ministry, Skinny Puppy, Machines of Loving Grace, Metallica, Refused, Minor Threat, Fugazi, Descendants, Misfits, Beastie Boys, Run DMC, A Tribe Called Quest, Rob Bass and DJ Z-Rock, NWA, Public Enemy, KRS-One, Boogie Down Productions, Led Zeppelin, Rage Against the Machine, and the Beatles. Many of the group's song lyrics deal with alienation, introversion, and personal struggle and suffering. Legacy. Linkin Park has sold more than 100 million records worldwide. The group's first studio album Hybrid Theory is one of the best-selling albums in the US, 12 million copies shipped, and worldwide, 30 million copies sold. Billboard estimates that Linkin Park earned $5 million between May 2011 and May 2012, making them the 40th highest-paid musical artist. 11 of the band's singles have reached the number one position on Billboard's Alternative Songs chart, the second most for any artist. In 2003, MTV2 named Linkin Park the sixth greatest band of the music video era and the third best of the new millennium. Billboard ranked Linkin Park number 19 on the Best Artists of the Decade chart. The band was recently voted as the greatest artist of the 2000s in a Bracket Madness poll on VH1. In 2014, the band was declared as the biggest rock band in the world right now by Kerrang! In 2015, Kerrang! Gave In the End and Final Masquerade the top two positions on Kerrang's Rock 100 list. Linkin Park became the first rock band to achieve more than 1 billion YouTube views. Linkin Park's Numb is the third and In the End is the sixth timeless song on Spotify. The two songs make Linkin Park the only artist to have two timeless songs in the top 10. Hybrid Theory by the group was listed in the 2005 edition of the book 1001 Albums You Must Hear Before You Die. It was also ranked at number 11 on Billboard's Hot 200 Albums of the Decade. In addition, the album was included in Best of 2001 by Record Collector, the top 150 albums of the generation by Rock Sound and 50 best rock albums of the 2000s by Kerrang! The album Meteora was included in top 200 albums of the decade by Billboard at number 36. The album sold 20 million copies worldwide. The collaborative EP Collision Course with Jay-Z became the second ever EP to top the Billboard 200. Going on to sell over 300,000 copies in its first week after Alice in Chains' Jar of Flies in 1994. The album Minutes to Midnight, in the United States, had the biggest first-week sales of 2007 at the time, with 625,000 albums sold. In Canada, the album sold over 50,000 copies in its first week and debuted at number 1 on the Canadian Albums Chart. Worldwide, the album shipped over 3.3 million copies in its first 4 weeks of release. The New York Times' John Caramanica commented Linkin Park brought the collision of hard rock and hip-hop to its commercial and aesthetic peak at the beginning of the 2000s. Several rock and non-rock artists have cited Linkin Park as an influence, including Of Mice and Men, One OK Rock, Cutlass, My Heart to Fear, Il Niño, Bishop Nehru, From Ashes to New, Bring Me the Horizon, Spy Air, Hardy, I Prevail, Crossfaith, A.J. Tracy, The Chainsmokers, The Devil Wears Prada, Steve Aoki, Black Bear, Halsey, Amberlou, Machine Gun Kelly, Billie Eilish, Starset, The Weeknd, and You Me at 6. On August 20, 2020, their 20th anniversary, Linkin Park collaborated with virtual reality rhythm game Beat Saber to release 11 maps based on their songs. Band members. Current members: Mike Shinoda, backing and lead vocals, rapping, rhythm guitar, keyboards, samples, synthesizers, 1996 to 2017, 2023 present. Brad Delson, lead guitar, backing vocals, 1996 to 2017, 2023 present, inactive from touring, 2024 present, keyboards, 2007 to 2017, bass, 1999 to 2000. Johan, turntables, synthesizers, samples, programming, backing vocals, 1996 to 2017, 2023 present. Dave Phoenix Farrell, bass, backing vocals, 1996 to 1999, 2000 to 2017, 2023 present. Emily Armstrong, lead vocals, 2023 present. Colin Britton, drums, percussion, 2023 present. Former members: Rob Borden, drums, percussion, backing vocals, 1996 to 2017. Mark Wakefield, lead vocals, 1996 to 1998. Chester Bennington, lead vocals, 1999 to 2017. His Death Session and touring musicians: Kyle Christner, bass, 1998 to 1999. Ian Hornbeck, bass, 2000. Scott Koziel, bass, 2000. Alex Feder, lead guitar, 2024 present. Timeline. Discography. Studio albums: Hybrid Theory, 2000, Meteora, 2003, Minutes to Midnight, 2007, 1,000 Suns, 2010, Living Things, 2012, The Hunting Party, 2014. One More Light, 2017, From Zero, 2024. Awards and nominations. Concert tours. Headlining: Hybrid Theory World Tour, 2001, Project Revolution, 2002 to 2008, 2011, LP Underground Tour, 2003, Meteora World Tour, 2004, Minutes to Midnight World Tour, 2007-08 International Tour, 2009, 1,000 Suns World Tour, 2010-11 Living Things World Tour, 2012-13 The Hunting Party Tour, 2014-15 One More Light World Tour, 2017, Linkin Park and Friends, Celebrate Life in Honor of Chester Bennington, 2017, From Zero World Tour, 2024 co-headlining 11th Annual Honda Civic Tour, with Incubus, 2012, Carnivores Tour. With 30 Seconds to Mars, 2014.